What's up, people? You know what it is, Mind of a Maniac Sports, and we got news, and we gonna talk about it. Lamelo Ball traded to the Minnesota Timberwolves for an absolute heist for the Charlotte Hornets. Charlotte Hornets get Josh Green, Nas Reed, a 2033 unprotected first round pick, 3 first round pick swaps of 2028, 2029, 2030, and 3 second round picks 2029, 2032, 2033 for LaMelo Ball. Now, I know everybody's saying this is a great pick, and it is if you're looking for it from an entertainment aspect. But you lost Nas Reed, and I know you say he's replaceable. You only got one big in Rudy Gobert. I don't understand for the love of me why Rudy Gobert is not the one being traded. I just don't get it. Rudy Gobert was signed and they let Cat go. And Rudy Gobert is really one of the reasons why this organization is failing. He's a big that can't guard the perimeter. He can't move his feet. He doesn't have an offensive bag. He really can't get you none unless you giving him alley oops. He's basically a -5 offensively. In the perimeter defense, he's like a -100. And then even in the paint, if he's not below the rim, he's really not a defensive factor. Rudy Gobert, in fact, is the beneficiary of hand-given defensive awards being given to him. There was more players that was more defensively deserving of the Defensive of the Year award than Rudy Gobert. And he continues to win them. I don't get it. He's constantly attacked, especially by small guards. Now you lose Nas Reed. Now you have one big. I don't think it's over for you. I don't think that you're done in the trade or, the signing category. But LaMelo Ball is a person that demands the ball. Ant-Man is in, I'm trying to win now. LaMelo Ball does not have that type of attitude far as I'm trying to be better than the greats. He's not built like that. All he care about is the flash and the money and the high life. He's not one of those type of people. I know him and Ant-Man cool as friends, but when they play together, you're going to watch and see how fast that diminish. All them crazy shots and just chucking the ball up when they trying to make a run or they need it, that shit is going to stop. You know what I'm saying? Or it's going to be a lot of friction. I don't see Minnesota get better. You trade off Julius Randle, who was actually the most consistent player for you all, besides Nas Reed, throughout the regular season to help you make the playoffs. When Ant-Man got hurt, it was all on Julius Randle. The reason why Julius Randle struggled in the playoffs is because when he got the ball, they crowded him in the paint because they knew that Ant-Man wasn't 100%, so they didn't even have to double team Ant-Man. They guarded him straight up for the most part. You know what I'm saying? They say it was doubles. Okay, well, if you double, they just double just to get the ball out of his hand. But he really wasn't a super threat like that anyway. So they could sag off of Ant-Man quite a bit if you watch the games. They sagged up off him a lot and they stacked the paint. Julius Randle struggled in the playoffs, but I'm getting tired of a lot of teams blaming Julius Randle for these teams and what the organization bring in and these teams not being built well. And they always blame Julius Randle, and it's not his fault. Julius Randle played a great season. He actually had a great season. He played great basketball. Now you lose 2 forwards, and now you got to find one to replace him with. If anything, I would have traded Rudy Gobert. I would have kept Nas Reed. I would have kept Julius Randle. And I would have tried to get like a center, Vujic or something like that, a stretch center, somebody that could actually shoot the ball or shoot a mid-range or something like that efficiently to stretch the floor. Because all you need is stretching. You got everything else that you need. Right now, the Minnesota Timberwolves, I'm going to show you they turned into a small team. Oh, and before I go, I did forget to mention the Charlotte Hornets will be a better team than the Minnesota Timberwolves in the next 2 years. They have all the draft capital. They have a very decent core right now. And as they add more chemistry and they got rid of the volume shooter, they will be a hell of a team. Now, for the Timberwolves, If Lamelo, possesses the role of just, I do what I do when I need to. Before I'm gonna be a facilitator most of the time. He can work out pretty decent, but he has no defense. So you lost perimeter defense, and DiVincenzo, I think they're gonna get him out of there as well, which would be a mistake to me. But the Charlotte Hornets will be a better team in 2 years than the Minnesota Timberwolves, and you will realize the Minnesota Timberwolves have wasted time. You heard it here first. You can come back to this video. Make sure you do, because you will see that I'm telling the honest truth. This is what type of team you did. You created. This is a very small team. It's an all guard team. Honestly, you might have some playing small forward, whatever, but this team is really all guards. And then you got one center in Rudy Gobert, who is absolutely not going to get you nothing. He's just a body on the floor. He's going to commit the fouls. Right under the rim, he's a defensive help. But as far as helping off the defense or rolling, he's so stiff. It's over with. I don't think that this will be an exciting team for a while. They possibly still make the playoffs. I think they'll still make the playoffs, but I don't think they will be a threat. Not built the way they are, not constructed the way they are. They will not be a threat. Something has to happen with Rudy, or they have to get a decent big in. Somebody, I don't know, but somebody has to take Rudy's spot. It's Rudy is not what the team needs. Lamelo is a volume shooter. Ant-Man is a volume shooter. And Jaden McDaniels, if he doesn't get in the flow early, he's non-existent the rest of the game. And you got A.O., or however you say his name, he's a stud. You know what I'm saying? So you got Ant-Man and him. For me, what do y'all think? For me, I think the Timberwolves just got too small. For a team in the West with all the bigs, and you have transitional bigs, stretch bigs, a lot of big players that could move, shoot the three, shoot the perimeter. I just think that Minnesota got too small. Y'all leave what y'all think in the comments. Mind of a Maniac, Sports and Media. Keep in tune.